Training camp and preseason is now over, and it's time to start switching our focus over to the regular season, start switching our focus over to the Los Angeles Rams, who are a week and a half away from coming into town Sunday Night Football. Rematch, Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford, Sean McVay. We all know the storylines that are going to be coming from that game. That game is huge, and the Detroit Lions need to win that game to start out 1-0. It's so much better to start out 1-0 than 0-1. That's self-explanatory, but we have a good chance of starting out at 5-0 if we win that first game against the Los Angeles Rams, and it's going to be a dogfight, and it's going to be a really good game, and I can't wait for it. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the 53-man roster and what I'm looking forward to going into this season. So without further ado, let's talk about who made it, who didn't make it. With the quarterback position, we kept Jared Goff, of course, who I have my bold prediction being him winning MVP this year. Let me know in the comment section down below if you guys think Jared Goff has a chance at winning MVP this season. And they kept Hendon Hooker. I thought from the Giants game to the Chiefs game to the Steelers game, Hendon Hooker got better in each three of those games. And that's probably where Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell were discussing it between Nate Sudfeld. We know what we're going to get out of Nate Sudfeld, but they saw the growth of Hendon Hooker, and then you can keep developing him throughout the season. And honestly, if he had to come in and win us a few games, knock on wood that Jared Goff doesn't get hurt, I think he can, especially with that offensive line in front of us and the weapons we have in offense. He's been running with the 2s and 3s in the preseason, and he's been looking all right. So if he runs with the 1s on a really good offense, let's see what he's all about. Now let's talk about the running backs position. We all know the running backs what running backs we're gonna make it. I'm really pumped. Sione Vaki made it. He's the 4th running back. I think by the end of the year he could have a bigger role than Craig Reynolds. But I think Vaki, you get him some space. This is gonna be fun. You got weapons galore in the backfield. One of the deepest running back rooms in the league. Tight ends, you kept Laporta, Brock Wright, and Heath. Nothing changed there. That was pretty much who we thought. Heath was going to be Shane Zylstra. Heath looks like Heath beat him out. I'm all for that. Now let's talk about the wide receiver position, the final wide receiver spot. I'm glad Isaiah Williams got the job. I think this kid's going to be special. I think he's going to be one of those Brad Holmes finds late in the draft or undrafted free agent. Like you put the ball in his hands. Watch his highlight tape at Illinois. Illinois isn't known for having an offense. They're hardly known for ever having a quarterback. And he was top 5 in yak yards. He used to be a quarterback. Grew up with Jameson Williams. This is gonna be special. You get the ball in this kid's hands. I think he could turn it into something special every time he touches the ball. That's why I'm pumped he made the team. And for everyone that was complaining about wide receiver 3, you don't want Isaiah Williams being wide receiver 3, and you don't want Khalif Raymond being wide receiver 3. The Detroit Lions just signed Tim Patrick to the practice squad yesterday. And the idea is to elevate him to the active roster once he gets acclimated and settled into our offense. And that's going to be your wide receiver 3. He was a solid deep threat for years in Denver. The last couple of years, he's been banged up with a torn Achilles and a torn ACL. So those are some pretty scary injuries. The Broncos were looking to trade him, but they released him yesterday. We picked him up, and if he stays healthy, he can be a very solid wide receiver 3 spot for us and be an X threat because he's a deep threat and he can run a little bit. I'm all for Tim Patrick. I think that was a good signing by Brad Holmes yesterday to fill that void of wide receiver 3. Now let's talk about the offensive line. No surprises here. You got your starters there, and then you got the backups. We're one of the best offensive lines in the league. Let's keep it that way and let's stay healthy. That's all I'm going to say about the offensive line. Defensive line, no really surprises here. James Houston made the roster, which is huge. You got DJ Readers, who's healthy, and he's coming back this week. Looks like our defensive line is going to be pretty solid and pretty healthy moving into game 1. And then I'm really excited for Levi Onwuzurike. You've been hearing all throughout camp, all throughout preseason. Levi O is having a great camp. Levi O is having a great 3rd season or whatever season he's going into, 4th season without having any injuries. Let's go. This is your year to shine. Let's see what Levi Onwuzurike is about. Because if you could have him be a little bit of what Aleem McNeil is with him and DJ Reader, could you imagine what the interior of that defensive line is going to be like? And then you got Davenport and Hutch on the outside with James Houston. I'm all that. The defensive line's looking solid, and especially with Terrell Williams. I'm all for that. Linebacker, the heart and soul of our team. I'm all for the linebackers we kept, especially Neiman. He's going to be a special teams dog. I think the linebackers are set, and I think they're going to be good. I think Derek Barnes and Jack Campbell are finally developing into their own. And then with Alex Anzalone, that's going to be a solid core this year. And defensive backs, no surprises here. Khalil Dorsey made it. Kendall Vildor made it to fill out the last 2 rosters. And Strickland made it to be the final safety spot. I'm all for it. I'm really excited about this Detroit Lions team. I think this is one of the most talented rosters the Detroit Lions have had in my whole in my whole lifetime of being a fan. This is the most deep roster, and like I said, throughout the whole offseason, I think Brad Holmes developed this roster into like a college roster, where if that person goes down, the next man up can get the job done, and you're not really falling off of their talent-wise. Let me know what you guys think about the video down below in the comment section. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Please keep helping this channel grow, and I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. One Pride, signing out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.